Welcome everyone to the most OP build and class there is. I believe this is the first YouTube video you are going to see of an actual build and class put together, and it is the medic with an AWP. The medic gives a faster defibrillator charge, substantially faster, as well as a faster shield shaker. And oh, the shield shaker is oh so lovely. You also get a bonus shield shaker on enemy's death. Now, the beauty of this build is that the AWP is so easy to upgrade now in the game. And if you are not aware, the higher star AWPs are important because they have built-in hitbox. What does that mean? A higher star op has a higher chance to hit someone. It gives you more leeway on a miss. You might have noticed you've been missing a lot of shots with a white AWP, whereas all of a sudden you have a gold when you're hitting headshots left and right. That's not just you. Yes, there is skill built in, but there is also a hitbox aimbot built into that starred weapon. Okay, you'll notice a huge difference between a white and a gold, but it exists for even a white and a blue, a 1-star and a 2-star. The difference between a white and a 2 is substantial, so much so that is my first upgrade. So tip 1 is the first upgrade you get, and you get to a buy station ASAP if you have a white AWP, is you get the 2-star AWP upgrade. That's the first upgrade. Then the second thing you buy is the medic class, because having those shield shakers is extremely important for winning the poke battle. Okay, those are my first 2 upgrades. And then after that, my third upgrade will be going into as high of a star AWP as I can on my next trip back to the buy station. Usually I won't get to a buy station for a while until I have enough money, because I'm certainly happy with a 2-star AWP. I can do all the work I need to, honestly, with the 2-star. And so I don't even spend on a close range weapon, mind you, because I usually find a close range weapon off of someone else's dead body. And so that's the build order. All right, start with the 2-star AWP, then get your medic class, then your next trip back to the buy station is as much dump of your money into your AWP upgrade as you can to make it more overpowered. And then that's really it. After that is just gravy. Optional is if I'm fighting out of zone, because I am being very aggressive and wiping teams, is I'll try and buy bananas. And if I really am just, rich, I will buy the supply drop, the 200 money supply drop from the buy station. Okay, so we went over build order. Now let's talk about the actual build. I always, or most of the time, like to go with a 2-weapon build, an AWP plus a close range or close to mid-range weapon. I like the MP5 or the DT11 for my close range weapon, but it really can be whatever your preference is. Tech 9's a great weapon. Any close range really is going to do you just fine. But now the whole point of this build is that it has the best sustain for long range and the best long range poke. Why? Because you can stack shield shakers, because you get one off of every dead body, right? And so in theory, when you're getting kills, you should have mad loads of shield shakers. And if you only have 2 weapons, the rest in theory could be shield shakers. And so no one is going to get rid of all your shield before you destroy all of theirs if you're good with the op. And so the whole point, again, long range, sustain. And not only that, obviously you can use your shield shakers really fast. So even if you get hit with a headshot by an AWP, you can really top off in about 5.5 to 6 seconds with 2 shield shakers. Okay, so it's really fast. By the time you repeat them, you're already full. It's very smooth. It just works out very well. Again, this is a long range, sustain, poke, burst build. Now your second weapon's your close range, so you can go in and clean out those houses, those close range fights. You need to be good with whatever close range weapon you have. Just choose one that you're best with is what I would recommend. Now again, prioritize shield shakers, but then you'll realize that most people are stuck behind some kind of hardcover, like stuck in a building or stuck behind a rock or something. So explosives are definitely my second priority. So I pick up shield shakers, I prioritize those, but then I try to make sure I have at least one explosive to get people out of those hard situations, because once you hit someone once, usually they're just going to hunker down, right? But again, as you see in this clip, you need to be really good with whatever close range weapon you got, and you need to have excellent movement, right? This is a high level build. Okay, this is a tip, and it's really a requirement for the 2-weapon style of this build. If you can't do quick scopes is really pretty much what I did there. That was actually kind of a drag scope, but quick scopes, you have to be able to quick scope. What is a quick scope? That is just when you're guessing. You guess and fire. I'm not even really aiming. It's just a guess, drag and fire, really. I'm just guessing where my right hand is pointing, and I just blindly grab and fire the gun and trust my aim, my auto aim, or just my like natural aim of my arm to hit the target. That is mandatory now. Why? Because Phoenix Royale is a fast game mode, and there's usually a lot of players together, and so you can't just, you can, but I mean, if you're really going to play this to the highest level and get away with 2 weapons, you have to be able to quickscope. I've taught about 100 people how to quickscope in a total of an hour. It used to be really hard. Like, it took me a year to learn, and it took some people much longer than that. But I can teach someone this in literally an hour. I've done it with over 100 people now at this point. So know that it's not impossible to learn. I have a YouTube video on how to do this yourself. If you want to learn, of course, you can get coaching for it. But know that this is a requirement. I used to tell people I coach that you don't really have to quickscope. This is just a way for me to teach you how to do the real kind of scope that I'm going to teach you. But no, now in this current mode, Phoenix Royale, I actually quickscope about 40% of the time, right? Maybe even more than that. Maybe 40 to 60% of the time I'm quickscoping. And it's because of how fast-paced this game is now versus what the classic and evolving map is. Whereas before, I was really only doing 5% of all of my shots were quickscopes, and the rest were drag scopes. So know that you need to know how to quickscope if you're going to go with 2 weapons. If you do not know how to quickscope, you're going to have to get some kind of mid-long range spray weapon like an AKM, a FAL, or an RFB. Okay? But not, here and there I do like the M60 paired with this because people do generally have low amounts of build in this mode. And so I like to have the M60 because if someone gets caught in the open, and there is a lot of open ground, let's be real, they can't leave if I've got an AWP and an M60. They're going to die unless they got a lot of build or someone on their team is pressuring me, okay? But know that you need to be able to quickscope, learn it, DM me if you need to figure it out. It ain't that bad, all right? Alright, so we talked about most of the requirements for this build and what it is. Now, how to do it well. Well, the playstyle is honestly very simple. Take whatever high ground you can. Command the high ground. You are the alpha. With your sustain, you should out-bully everyone. I don't want to see you getting bullied unless you're getting out-bullied by a lot of people. And if you are getting out-bullied, you ain't opping right. Okay, you gotta work on your opping skills. Get coaching for it or something. Because you should not lose a 1v2 if they ain't using your kind of build because of how much shakers you got and how fast you can shake, alright? This build is just amazing for the long range sustain. And in this current meta where in this current map mode where there's so much open ground, the AWP is just, it's just perfect, right? It's more viable here than it was in the normal map, okay, period. So, play on the high ground, work the angles, go in when you can and when it's safe to. That's it. That's all you gotta do. Alright, period. And then once you get pressure on someone, use an explosive if they're stuck behind the cover, or have your teammate go in there and get the kill, or you make the move, get a better position and get the kill. It's really just work your position, get a little closer, work your position again, work that poke, master that long range poke, win that long range poke, and then go in for the finish, right? Short and simple playstyle that's super effective. Okay, so when advanced players and veterans and pro players see this, they know what I'm talking about, and they can just see this video and they're going to be able to rock it, okay? Now, for the rest of the player base, the skills you're going to need in addition to the quick scope are the drag scope, the jump scope, and then that should pretty much be it. And the double tap, okay? Those 4 skills. Quick scope, drag scope, double tap, and jump shot. When you can do all 4 of those in a game, then you're ready to rock this out like a professional, okay? And if you don't understand how to do that, I have videos, specifically weapon masterclass videos for the AWP that literally teach you all of those all those skills, all right? Step by step. Right, and how I got to being able to do this. I'm 38, and I've coached people who are 50 to 60 years old to do this. Anyone can do this with the right coaching. So the hard part is consistency. This compilation of clips was from just like 4 or 5 games, from just me playing for an hour, 2 days in a row. Like literally, this wasn't me keeping clips for a month, which is what I see a lot of, like on TikTok and stuff like that, and then putting out these, clips that you get these really awesome things. This is just a normal day for me of casual consistent play. And that's when you know you've become a pro, is when you can do these things consistently. Not your best day, it's not your worst day, it's just your average. And your average is a high level play, okay? And it takes practice, it takes skill, particularly to do this against veterans like we are here, okay? Like hardcore veterans, some of them who've been playing longer than me even, okay? So it takes skill, it takes practice, but that's what this channel is for. I show you how to do this stuff. Pinkpwnage out, I'll see you in the next one.